All right, we are live here on YouTube and on Instagram. I thank y'all for joining me. My name is Sonja Marie on this beautiful, beautiful Monday. It's March 10th, 2025. Come on in and check out this awesome energy that's going down, astrologically speaking, sprinkled in with a little bit of spirituality, led by your girl. My name is Sonja Marie. Did I say that already? Well, I'm saying it again. What's happening to everybody coming in on Instagram? I'm so glad. I had a little technical issue earlier, so thank you for sticking around and coming on in to see what we have going on for this week. What's up, D Stokes? How you doing, mamas? Wonderful having you all in here. Hi, April. Let me give y'all a couple of quick announcements, and then we're gonna jam right on into this week because don't you want to know what's happening? First of all, what's really going down this week is a major full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo. We're gonna talk about that thing. But the announcement that I have is that we're also going to talk about that eclipse and the eclipse season. There's always a pairing of eclipses, if you did not know, that's going to happen within 2 weeks of each other. So there'll be one on Thursday and there'll be another one. I'm sorry, there'll be an eclipse on Friday and then another one 2 weeks following. Okay. That's just how eclipses go. So I want to talk about that thing. I'm going to do a special live on Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yep. So this time, like right now, roundabout, because I know I'm a little bit tardy for the party, but right about now, I'll come on Wednesday and we will talk specifically about this eclipse season. Y'all gonna want to know because truly, it's not just about the eclipses. This is me going into teacher mode right now. It's not just about the eclipses, y'all. It's all the other energy that surrounds us while the eclipses are going down. That's why every eclipse season is special in its own right because it's in a different sign. But it also depends on the other aspects and the other relationships that are happening in the sky as the eclipse go down. And are they in your energy? Like, how is it affecting your natal chart? I don't know specifically because I can't see it. If you get a reading via my website at wordlifeastrology.com, I absolutely can tell you. But on Wednesday, we're going to do a general eclipse special read. And I am going to go line by line, sign by sign to let y'all know generally how it's going to affect you and your sign. Okay, so tune in on Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific time. All right. I also want to put out there because I haven't heard from anybody. And remember, I'm not doing any flyers, but if you know someone that were affected and they're survivors of the Altadena, Pasadena, Pacific Palisades of fire, and they would like to get a reading per me for 30 minutes, and it's by donation basis, please send them my way. The biggest reason why I'm not doing flyers situations for that because people are weird and they will lie like straight up and down, just lie and say that they were affected just to get a reading. You'd be very shocked, or maybe not because we live on a planet, how people can be so deceitful. So if you know of anybody absolutely that needs some type of clarity, that needs a word from their ancestor, that just wants to go through their astrological chart very quickly and just give me a donation, $20, $10, $50, I'd appreciate that. Just some type of energy exchange to let me know that they appreciate it. Send them my way, meaning let them go into my DMs on Instagram. Sonja Marie, I'm sorry, Word Life Sonja Marie. Word Life Sonja Marie on Instagram, all right? Pass the word for people who are serious. And I mean that because you know I can sniff out the fakeums. I can sniff them out. But more importantly, God knows. So just let them know. Don't be deceitful. All right? Okay, cool. What else do we have to say? And I can't think of any announcements right now that are on the tip of my tongue. There are some wonderful things that are brewing, but I don't want to get that out there right now. Okay, so I'll keep it moving. Now, unless somebody knows what I can announce. Who wants to keep me in check? In the meantime, I'm gonna go on over to YouTube and say hey to Roxy. I said, what's happening to my girl D Stokes? I love you, D Stokes. Miss Irene is here. You know I love you too, honey. Milana is here, and Rabbi Rob. What's happening, cutie pie? April, I said hello to you, and Jay Walker is here. I mean, the usual suspects out this mug. I love y'all for that. I just love y'all for just, supporting a chick and helping me in knowing that I'm not crazy in this thing. I'm not crazy in this thing called life. Afrophobia Post the Crown Act docuseries. All right, that's a title for your ass. And I guess it has to do with your business and the docuseries you're promoting. So welcome, 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 welcome to you. Jacqueline Randall, what's happening in the chatter? Woo woo, what's up with you, beautiful? I appreciate y'all all being here. Please let a few people know that we are absolutely going to get into this week. It's going to be a doozy of one in the best way possible. But the real reason, y'all know this, right? The real reason I love to come on here and share this information, because I like to, in some energetic, general way, prepare us for the week. What's up, Rashida? Prepare us for the week. Okay, so pull up a chair, get your paper and a pen if you take notes, if you're the note-taking person, because it's going down, clowns. And then we'll end this thing by what we gonna do? Oh, pull a card. Sonja in that premenopausal memory. Y'all, squirrel, I have no idea how I remembered all my words to my songs that I've known forever. But some of them were new. I don't remember how I remembered them. I don't know. I don't know how I remembered all my words to my songs, because I was on stage like, please, premenopausal memory, brain, hormonal situation, don't let me down. Okay, I think I'm good. And then when I did forget something or went flat or sharp on a note, I just laughed my ass off, because truly, what can you do when it's live? Anyway, I just wanted to use that as a commercial. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Hola, mi madre. Celeste is in the place. I love you, mama. Waving to you. Okay, let's get going. Let's get going. Let's get going. Okay, y'all do know that what you call that thing? Venus, the planet of love and money and desire and loyalty and beauty is going retrograde right now, right? I announced that maybe like 2 weeks ago, and it'll be retrograde for some time. I can check the date if somebody wants to know. Please ask the questions. And remember, if you do have a question or you want to say something and you want me to pay attention, please put a lot of exclamation points and question marks behind the statement, okay? So I can tap in and really, really get to see it. Hold on, I'm missing my crystals. Wait a minute. We got to get settled here. Let's go on. We need the apparatus, the apparati. Okay, so with Venus being retrograde, I really hope nobody slipped into your DMs professing their apologies and making you confused. I really hope nobody is messing with your money. I really hope you didn't schedule too many surgeries. And if you did schedule a surgery or some type of procedure, make sure, all right, make sure you are crossing your T's and dotting your I's, that you have somebody as an advocate, because some people can't change their surgery procedure date, right? Make sure you have somebody as an advocate that's riding for you, okay? Remember, God is in control of this all. Astrology and what's going on in the universe, be it energy, are just guides and flowing through like the air in the sky. However, God controls it all. So if you put some good prayers on a situation, and or you are accountable and you double check and check, things will be okay. Especially with the love situation. If somebody comes back into your life and they're like, oh, baby, please, baby, please, baby, please, please, baby, please. They're coming into your life, even though your heart may be like, I think I should let him or her back in. Just qualify. Ask the questions. That's what retrograde season is really all about. It's about fact checking. When any planet goes retrograde, it's about fact checking that thing before you make a decision, before you move further, before you commit to a thing. I just want to remind y'all of that in case anybody is feeling like, why are things going backwards or slow down in the love department, in my money department? Yo, run me my coins. Well, it's Venus, but all you have to do is be on people, like stay on folks, be a bugaboo if you can. That's the real. Okay, let's go. Let's get it going for this week, because again, there's so much to talk about. I have to, thank you, Spirit, remind y'all, for those that like to take notes, right? We and they, that's why I said thank you, reminded me to start off with Venus and the things that it is doing. And if my explanation was a little short, Google, y'all. My perspective is not the only perspective. I'm one astrologer among millions. So Google Venus in retrograde to see what that really pertains like and if you can get a different take on it. Well, if you're a person that take notes, right? Venus is going to get hit up this week. So I need y'all to really, really pay attention to the aspects. And what I mean by aspects, for those that don't know astrology and really don't care to know the particulars, but learn you something, all right? What I mean by that is like, listen for the aspects of like squared or sextile or opposition or conjunction, okay? Or quincunx, that's an irritation, right? Those aspects and relationships to Venus, if you take notes and if you're being astute, pay attention to that, because that's when the things that I mentioned about love and boo-boos, the fools coming up in your DMs, or the mishandling of your money and or procedures that need to go on, how are they going to be affected on that particular day? Am I speaking too fast? Y'all got that? Ask the questions if you need to while I take a sip of my tequila sunrise. Psych, it is not. It really don't even look like a sunrise. To be truthful with you, why is it so dark? I have no idea. Maybe it's like the mud. Oh, squirrel. I know I'm squirreling, y'all. I got a lot of energy today, but check this out. For those, I need to make this public service announcement because I thought it was horrendous. For those that live in Santa Monica, in the Santa Monica area, especially the Santa Monica beaches, after the fires, the public beach people were instructed not to groom the sand. Why? Because it takes a minute for all that debris and all the smoke and the toxins from all the fires to kind of wash away and or get settled, or whatever they needed to do. They needed to pick up the debris and toss it. Well, they groomed it. So I would tell y'all to be really, really careful about fraternizing, like being out on the beach with your toes in the sand and your dogs and your children all in the sand for the summer. I mean, I'm really, really true. And I believe that. I believe it because I've seen how they groomed it. And I'm like, why did they groom it so quickly was my thought. But I mean, I'm not a professional, but I saw it online and was like, oh, they're professionals talking about this thing. So be careful if you're in Santa Monica. I just wanted to say that. All right. That's enough. But I thought that was very, very important to pass on. Monday, today, the moon is in Leo. Oh, that's why I'm like hot and heavy, because my moon is in Leo and I got all the energy in the world. Remember, when the moon is in Leo, it has everything to do with us feeling, possibly, maybe, all of us on some level, a little bit gregarious, courageous. You know, Leo energy is incredibly courageous. And I love having a Leo moon, a Leo rising, and a Leo Venus. Why? Because it allows me to get out, to show up. Are you feeling like getting out and showing up today? Are you feeling like being your best today? Are you feeling like looking your best, popping your collar today? That's that moon and Leo getting on you. It don't matter what sign your moon is or what sign you are. The moon is feelings, emotional information, karmic information, your connection with women, especially your mother. When that moon is in a particular sign, it hits everybody the same way. How you respond to it is on you. How you respond to it is on you. That's why I do these weekly rundown, just to tell you what's around you. And you have the choice. You know why? Because we co-create our existence. Stop putting it on God and Jesus and all the people in the Bible. You have all the responsibility in your life to create your life how you want to create your life. You dig? And you heard. All right, let's move it on. That moon in Leo, being gregarious and out there and full of charm, and very luxurious in its own way. And also on the underbelly part of it all, that Leo moon can allow some, if you're a Taurus or Scorpio, Aquarius, could allow those signs or people who have those signs to be a little bit of stubborn, a little punishing, a little bullying to people. So remember how you pick up this big energy of Leo. Okay. A lot of people, I'm going to be honest with you, because I have so much Leo, a lot of people don't like the gregariousness, the bigness of Leo. It's irritating to some. It's off-putting to a lot. But it's like telling the sun to shut up. You can't tell the sun to shut up. So please be mindful of people that you think that are irritating, that are just shining too big for you. Are they shining too big because you can't handle their light? I mean, check yourself, boo boo. That's all I'm going to say about that. The moon in Leo today is trining Mercury. Oh, that's a good thing. So the energy that we have, right? The emotional energy of being big. Remember the reference point, the moon in Leo. The emotional energy of being big is trining in harmony with how we think, how we process information. Mercury is in Aries, by the way. So Leo and Aries get along really, really well. The moon in Leo, Mercury in Aries. So how we feel, we are planning and or thinking that thing. How we think, we are absolutely expressing and putting that out. But because they are both in fire signs, I caution you to do your best to at least slow down, take 5 before you say a thing, right? Because fire energy is just on one. It's always on one. It actually does a thing and then asks for forgiveness later. You gotta love fire energy, y'all. You gotta love fire energy for just making the thing happen. However, it can be quite rude. It can be quite rude when Mercury is in play. And Mercury's like, well, I'm gonna say the thing because I need to say the thing. It's like, pipe down, cousin. Everybody in the room don't need to hear that. You understand what I mean? So just take 5 before you express yourself, but make sure it's true and it's passionate and again, real to you. That's the biggest thing about that. Hello aspect is that speak your truth, speak your convictions, speak your courage. Boom. The moon is also trying in Venus, going retrograde. Venus is in Aries right now. Could be the day that you defend your broken heart or mishandle values. Do you need to speak up for yourself? Do you need to put up them boundaries? Because you know that Aries Mercury will absolutely do it for everybody. Aries Mercury is in the sky right now. It's affecting each and every person, making them be a little blunt. But that Venus in Aries is still a little blunt. How you love a situation, how you are convicted for who you are. Venus is about passion. And even though it's going retrograde, it's like, yo, I need to defend myself. I need to remind you of my passion. I need to remind you of my money. I need to remind you of how dope I am, how loving I am, how this love needs to get on you, or how you need to handle my love a little bit better. A little bit more better. This is today, y'all. We still on Monday. We got a long way to go, but it'll go by fast. The moon in Leo is also trining. How is that true? Jupiter. That's not a trine. That is a sextile. You know, while I'm checking myself as I wrote my notes down, moon does not trine Jupiter. You know why? Because if the moon is in Leo, y'all, Jupiter is in Gemini. That's a sextile. That's a sextile. Oh, just to give you a little information, all fires trines each other, all air trine each other, all water trine each other, and all earth trine each other. So with Gemini and Jupiter being air and the moon being in fire, that is a sextile. That's not a trine. In any case, just I love to teach, so I'm just dropping little jewels every now and again, but that's still harmonious. So that moon and that expression in Leo was like, I'm big, I'm bad, I'm everywhere. I'm the sun, I'm shining, I'm courageous, I'm this. It is actually in alignment with Jupiter, our blessings, our opportunities, possibilities, our need to expand. Now, squirrel, remember, I asked y'all to watch how spirit works through me and through us all. There's a setup in each and every one of my weekly rundowns. And sometimes, y'all, I'm not even privy to it. Like last week, I was like, I hope somebody got something out of that because I have no idea what the hell I remember. I don't remember nothing I said. Today, I think I'm a little bit more clear. So know that there's always a setup from Monday to Sunday, and I want y'all to pick up on that so it can carry you through the week, okay? So with that moon again on Monday, hello, how are you? 726, Monica. That moon in Leo is sextile in Jupiter in Gemini. It says, yo, if you express yourself today, you stand up for yourself today. You be big and bold and courageous and say the things that you need to say. Feel as big and as prominent as you are, that you know you are. Here comes Jupiter's blessings. Here comes the expansion. Here comes the swell up within you, within you. And I say that emphatically and doubly. Why? Because that's where it needs to begin in order for changes as this eclipse season is rolling up on us this week, in order for changes to really not only happen, but sustain. You understand that? Squirrel, and real quick, as this download comes in, it doesn't matter how pumped up you feel about these changes that are happening this week and this eclipse season, and this is beautiful. It doesn't matter how big the gifts are. It matters how you sustain yourself in it. It matters how you receive it, how you open up to it. Because if you don't think you belong, if you don't think it's yours, if you don't think you're worthy, those blessings are going to go right by you. It's like Spirit says in my readings sometimes, why is this person asking for $1,000,000? It's not that they are, but they have money problems or whatever. And Spirit will go, I'm not giving them money if they don't know what to do with it. If they are not who they need to be from the inside out in order to handle it. Money is not a big deal to your ancestors and guides on the other side, to this energetic flow, because it's all energy. But what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with the blessings that are coming down the pike this week and the week follow? This whole month is interesting and bodacious and huge and incredibly generous, but you got to see it, baby. You got to wipe the sleep out of your eye. You got to know that you are worthy of this. I was just told to say that real quick because today, again, with that moon, that's a sextile, with that moon sextile in Jupiter, you got to feel it on you. You got to know you deserve it. You got to know you deserve the blessings that are coming your way. And some of y'all, most of y'all, like, yeah, I deserve it. I've been tired. I've been breaking my back. But check yourself again, because I'm asking you to check your fears at a sub level. You did? Your doubts, all the things that's holding you back that are sub level. Hello, how are you, Nia? Tuesday, tomorrow, ask questions if I'm moving too fast because I'm trying to get all this information out. It's dope. It's a doozy. Thank y'all for coming in here on YouTube. Kim is here. What's happening, Trail? Love to see y'all in here. Please let the folks know and hit that like button on the way in or on the way out so this algorithm can give us a beat. A beat. No, I'm stopping. Tuesday. That's tomorrow. It's a little interesting. It ain't as fun loving of a feel as it is today. With that moon still in Leo, however, some never, it's gone quincux, the sun. Quincux, for those who don't know and who really don't like education, just hold on, sit yourself in the back of the room and do a little doodling until you get to the spiritual part of it. But the quincux is an irritation. I expressed to the village and to everybody that's had my astrology workshops that quincunxes are like little bugs in your ear. Well, you have to like be in a meditative state not to be too irritated or frustrated by them because they gonna happen anyway. They gonna happen. So on Tuesday, with the moon still being in the bigness of Leo, right? And all the fields of Leo energy, it'll quincux, it'll irritate the sun. The sun is in Pisces, and Pisces and Leo is a quincux, 150 degrees away from each other in the sky. So what that looks like is that this big feeling of Leo will quincux the ego, will irritate the ego. I need y'all to check yourself before you wreck yourself tomorrow, please and very please. And if you're very intuitive and sensitive, you may feel that beforehand. And I mean like tonight, right? Because the thing is, again, it's kind of like the example that I just gave a little while ago. If people are too big for you, you may want to push them back. If people are coming on too hot, coming in hot, you may be like, a little irritated by the fact that they're coming in too hot because it's affecting your core, your sun, your ego self. Again, it's just a little bug. Get into a meditative state and say to yourself, people are who they are, man. Like, how you going to control folks to shine? Don't even get in that space. And if you really, really in that space, leave the room, cousin. Like, leave the room. Let people be who they are. Mind your business and move on. Okay. Now, if they cross the line and they hurt your kids and your dog and shit, they want to burn up shit. Like, now we got a whole nother problem. How you doing, Hill City? Wonderful to see you in here. That's a whole nother situation. Also, that moon in Leo tomorrow is going to quincux. It's an irritation to Saturn. So bust it with the moon quincunx and irritating both the moon, the fields, and also Saturn. How you doing, Jift 32? I hope JJ Fit 32. Is that it? As I do my little head move, what's happening? That moon will also quincunx irritate Saturn, which deals with fear, hardships, lessons, and it's in Pisces, remember? Hardships and lessons. So what Spirit told me, one example that I've been explaining for the last couple of months actually, is that Saturn in Pisces has been asking us, be disciplined on your spirituality, be disciplined on forgiveness, be disciplined on surrendering, be disciplined on your meditations, your prayers, inviting your ancestors into your room. Be very, very disciplined on that. Well, tomorrow, the ego, the moon wants to get all in play with your disciplines and kind of irritate you. What I wrote here is watch out for the frustrations developing around your ego and your disciplines. No one can force you to be faithful. No one can force you to be prayerful. No one can force you to connect with your ancestors and to listen to what has not yet been informed. Not informed, inform. Okay? It may bring up some irritations, but it's reminding you to believe. Tomorrow, the irritations can be around somebody telling you, for example, yo, things are going to be all right. We going to be good. Life is good. I'm going to get you that money. I'm going to help you expand your business. I'm going to take care of your dog and your cat. I'm going to help you. I'm going to assist you. The irritations may be around the fact that you don't want to trust what you can't see. This is tomorrow. Tonight, sliding in tomorrow, like I said, if you are intuitive enough. Listen, first of all, don't put your trust in people. First rule, do not put your trust in people. When humans say, yo, don't worry about that thing, I got you, say, I know. Because who you saying I know to is God. Who you saying I know to is spirit. Who you saying I know to is your ancestors. Because if it doesn't come through the humans, it's going to come, not if, when it doesn't come through this particular human, let me say that again, it can come through another human. So you already got, you got. You, human, just have to be patient on how it's given. Don't get irritated tomorrow. Don't get your panties in the bunch and your ego all messed up because your disciplines of meditating and trying to be faithful is kind of irritate you and it's going out the window. Don't do that. Y'all got me? Y'all got me? Yes, yes, y'all. Hear me loud and clear because it's bound to come up. All of us, another quick download, y'all, are being affected by having to, let me say it clearly, having to stick and move, having to watch and wait, having to build and be convinced that what you've built in the last couple of months or so is solid enough and necessary enough and valuable enough for change. I had to look away to get the real download when I said that because it's really, really real. And I know we are all in some kind of way being affected by that. Just having to wait, but we've been working. Having to wait, but we've been faithful. Sonja, I've been sitting here doing my meditations because I've been going to yoga. I've been trying to hold my tongue. I can't say a thing to a person because then I know I get kicked out of my house. I can't say a thing to a person because then I know I won't get that promotion next month. I can't say a thing to a person, but hold on, boo-boo. Please hold on and don't get your panties in a bunch tomorrow because there's a lot of irritations that are going up, not against Saturn and a bunch of things. But like I said, the beginning of this rundown is going up against Venus. So really, they're trying to chump your worth. The people, the energy that's trying to get you off your spiritual square. They're trying to punk your worth. Is it worth you staying on that spiritual square of meditations and prayers and listening to your ancestors and paying attention to your dreams and forgiveness and being faithful? Yes, it's worth it. You just have to hold on for a second and then don't get caught up in your humanness. Here's a little mantra. When you feel like you're about to go there, go, yo, hold on. Calm down, human. Calm down, human. Say this to yourself. These are practices, y'all, that I offer up every now and again. But for real, develop your own so you can keep the human in check. Because the human is going to go by, in a sense. The spirit is who you are resonating as. Your higher self is who's making the real decisions. And more than not, we're going to have to live here more than ever. Are y'all hearing me without me going into a real spiritual kind of like download and side? We're going to have to be here. We can't talk to humans no more. We got to stay here at least 70% of the time in our higher self. Keeping it moving. Continue on Tuesday. And here's the other thing, right? Because now there's an opportunity with the moon in Leo being squared up by Uranus on Tuesday. Okay, here comes the shakeup. Now, I'm going to do my best to be as concise as possible, as clear as I can be. Again, ask questions if y'all need to. All right. The changes are going down. The change has been happening. Uranus has been saying that thing, and the eclipses are about to like really make it massive. So the beginning of it in this week is when there's a little roadblock to the change, Tuesday, when we feel the moon squared up against Uranus, which is a big proponent for change. It's a big proponent for the rebellious, the innovative, the weird, the different. It's a big proponent for the scattered, right? Allowing things to just go splayed, right? So it can find its way back to the truth. A lot of people are not going to like that tomorrow. The moon is squaring up against that energy. Stubborn action to change because you may or may not feel like changing the approach of a thing, changing the approach of your policy. Let me break that down because in my notes I said give the example, right? Here's the example of a thing. You know there are some wonderful, wonderful, hey Nemo, you know that there are some wonderful, wonderful eclipse changes that are happening. Again, Uranus, this aspect that I'm talking about, is setting us up for it. You know that there's some things you have to do. Here's an example. You know there's some things you know you have to move. You know you have to move. You got to get out the city that you live in. Okay? It's just not serving you anymore. However, some Neville, when you moved 20 years ago, you had a problem. When you moved 20 years ago, you all lost your belongings. You lost about $5,000 worth of things in the move. You had to buy extra clothes. You see where I'm going? There was a dramatic effect. There were things that happened in regards to you doing a thing. Well, what we're being asked to is change again, possibly in the same vein, in the same light. So this time around, again, 5 years from then, you have to move again, but you don't want to move. Why? Because you feel like the change is too much for you. You get afraid of the fact that, oh my God, this U-Haul company is going to take my money again. Oh my God, I'm not moving. I can't stay unpacking. You start justifying the fear that you feel, the blockages that you feel based on how you were and what happened in the past. The thing about it is that there's some things that we need to change about ourselves. There's some views and perspectives and different policies that we have to adopt to that are different than we did 5 years ago. How about this? Don't use U-Haul. How about this? Get your cousins over and pack up a truck that you rent. You understand? Make it fun. Create a party. Change the environment or change the policy. Change the rules and the understanding around the move. Change your view on the thing so it can have a different result. As simple as it sounds, there's still somebody that's like, I'm not moving. I'm not doing a thing. And that's what we can feel tomorrow. Are y'all feeling me? Yes, y'all. Does that make sense? Somebody says, and maybe to something I said about 5 minutes ago, Liquor Store Diva. Oh, I love that name. I remember that. I needed this because I have been really going through some emotional and mental stressful moments. I appreciate you saying that and being bold enough to put that out on the World Wide Webby thingy. But you're not the only one, boo boo. And we are going to put some prayers on it. I am. I'll claim it. I'm going to give you some prayers. Send some prayers your way. Because we all are going through it, but it's necessary. Liquor Store Diva, just hold on. Hold on. And what I mean by that is just watch what's happening. As I'm trying to exclaim is watch what's happening around us and the changes that we need to fall into. But then, and only then, and for real, check yourself, baby. Are you just sitting there stubborn in your thoughts, Liquor Store Diva, and anybody else? Are you sitting there stubborn in your thoughts, knowing that you are sad and or feel a particular way in a particular conundrum because there's some things that you need to change too? Because at the end of the day, it ain't about other people changing and situations changing. How do you see a particular situation differently in order to garner different results? Again, us being in our own faces. Tomorrow, also, look at this. Mercury is conjuncting Venus, going retrograde. For those that take notes, here's this Venus buildup for this year. For this week, rather, right? Mercury conjuncting Venus. That means Mercury is sitting right on top of Venus. Mercury and Venus is in the same sign. So they're affecting one another. Mercury, how we think. Venus is how we love, how we process our money situations, our desires, and our passions. It's slowing down and going backwards. So they're like colliding almost, but not really, because that wouldn't be a situation in the sky. We would feel that. We would know that. But check out this note. Stay up for the innovation and the value of initiating a thing, even if you have no idea where it's going. Thank you, Sonja. Put things in place before Mercury goes retrograde at the end of this week. Now listen to that. Now listen to what I'm saying. Mercury is on one this week, doing its best in its direct motion before it goes retrograde to try to plan a thing for us. As it hits Venus, even though it's going retrograde, Mercury and Venus is coming together like plan the thing in this week that has value. Plan the thing in this week that holds value to your heart, to your money, to the things, the projects, the passionate projects that you want to do. Make the phone calls, write the emails, reach out to your resources, have the important conversations that you need to have with your team or people that are assisting you. Because once Mercury goes retro, as we know, people will get slow to get back to us. Our communication slows down. Folks don't want to talk, blah, 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 blah. Things are a mishap. You understand? So specifically this week for show on Tuesday, tomorrow, it's like, yo, think of the things that have value, that we know that have value, but you need to put some thought behind it. You need to put some conviction, some words, some planning, some strategizing behind it. All right, please and very please. And yes, Roxy, tell Liquor Store Diva to give herself some grace. She's good. You good. Thank you, Roxy, for interjecting in that. But the bottom, do y'all get what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying? Yes, yes, y'all. This is for Tuesday, tomorrow. This is the setup. The setup for this week is you got to prove to yourself and whoever else you need to prove to that your ideas are worth moving on. You must, because you're your own advocate. Who's going to rock for you if you're not rocking for yourself? Not even your mother. I love my mother, but my mother don't understand everything that goes on in my life. I know she don't. And she has no idea how to, right? And what I mean by that, the importance of things. People don't understand the importance of your passions. Passions is Venus. People don't understand the importance of your passions. So you have to put the importance on it for yourself and whoever it is that you work with. Reach out to them now because, like I said, Mercury's about to go retrograde. So this week, you got to set the thing up so they know. Don't play with me. I'm trying to get this thing going. Check it out. On Wednesday, y'all ready? Here we go. The moon goes into Virgo. The moon goes into Virgo, setting us up for the full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo that's about to go down. I'll talk about that when we get there. But here's the buildup. So from Wednesday until the eclipse, we have to be, in my opinion, if you want to understand astrology and the energetic shifts that are happening, we have to be a little bit more cognizant of how this Virgo moon is working. Virgo moon is very, very interesting, generally speaking, and especially for those that have a Virgo moon. I feel like I got a little Gumby haircut, like my hair is on a slant. That Leo in me is like, hold on, do we have a Gumby, damn it? What is going on with this afro? Okay, anyway. Venus, no, get it together, Sonia. The moon in Virgo is starting to set us up on Wednesday for that eclipse that's happening on Friday. This is how. The moon in Virgo, again, like I said, is very particular even in humans. Why? Because the moon has to deal with feelings, sway, flow, mood, depending on what's going down. It's Cancer's ruler, right? It's moody like that because why? The moon is always shifting and changing and going the first quarter, full moon, second quarter, new moon, blah, 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 blah. It's always shifting. But when it's in an energy of Virgo, it gets a little twisted. Why? Because Virgo don't like not being exact. And the moon is never exact. So we are being taught as the moon in Virgo builds up to the eclipse, what in our life is exact that we can hold on to, that we can shift to, that we can utilize as some type of pattern, some type of organization, some type of understanding, and then discard the rest. Don't, in my opinion, try not to get your panties in a bunch if things start to fall apart starting tomorrow. Because they'll really fall apart when the eclipse comes and changes just bottoms out. You understand what I'm saying? So starting tomorrow, starting Wednesday rather, when that moon goes into Virgo, what around you can you see has cracks in it? What around you can you see has some type of disorganization, some type of imperfection? How about this? Some type of thing or situation or people that has blinders on it, in which you or them have, or both of y'all for that matter, have been in denial about. Like truly, this is all like a literal, like, let me be on awareness kind of feel. Yes, starting on Wednesday, so this eclipse don't throw you all the way off, but I swear to God it will. You'll see in a minute. But I want y'all to be cognizant, aware of what's happening. That moon in Virgo is tricky because, again, it always wants you to feel right. It always wants to be service oriented. It always wants you to protect the thing. And I'm going too far off, but it always wants to be right and to be service oriented. But on Wednesday, there's a bunch of quincunxes to that moon in Virgo. It's going to quincunx Pluto. It's going to quincunx Venus. For those taking notes on this Venus aspects for this week, Venus going retrograde is going to be quincunxed by the moon. The moon is also going to quincunx Mercury. Do y'all see why I set that up the way I did? And talking about the perfectionist in you, sexy override, I pray that you do. Because that irritation, that little bug in your ear is going to throw the perfectionism way off. And the more you get irritated, the more imperfections you see, the more down and critical you are about yourself and other people. What's going to show up, or could show up for you. Let me say that. Because this is all a possibility. And it could be for you or it can be for somebody else, or it can miss you altogether. But here's the preparation. It could absolutely, the irritation can come around power, because that Pluto situation. Are you more powerful than another, or they feel you're more powerful than them? It can show up around Venus going retrograde, which is your coins, cousin, your money, your love situation, how people show you power and worthiness, or how you show it to yourself, right? Do you feel valued and worthy? This is Wednesday. That quincunx, that irritation can also come up around Mercury. The thoughts that you have, the communication, the things that you say. Are people really hearing you, what you're saying? Because that moon in Virgo is throwing it all off and you're looking for either the perfectionism or the criticalness, the criticism in a thing. Here's the thing, and going back to Liquor Store Diva, I'm not going to make you a poster child, but I will say this based on what Roxy said, you got to give yourself grace. Because this moon in Virgo, this eclipse in Virgo, as we could be feeling right now, this eclipse in Virgo is going to get even more and more critical on you. Virgo is all about criticism. So what is looking to see and to show and to experience, especially on Wednesday with all the irritations to Pluto power, Venus love, Mercury your brain, what it looks to find out are all the things that you're not doing. All the spaces in your life that you can be critical on you about. And then prayerfully, no, and then again also keeps you away and or highlights your denial in a situation. Are you running from a situation? All of that will be exposed. Yo, Virgo energy does not like to be exposed. I'm going to say that again and again and again and again. Every sign doesn't for a particular reason, but really Virgo doesn't, because Virgo prides itself, that energy prides itself, not just the people. Virgo energy prides itself on hard work, again, on details and on being specific about a thing so it can service in the most precise way possible. In the most precise way possible. So if all this stuff is coming up this week about Virgo energy, it's about to get on us. And then on Wednesday, it starts off with all these quincunxes to our power, to our love, and to our brain. It's already throwing us in a loop to question ourselves. Are y'all feeling me? Yes, yes, y'all. Does this make sense, or am I moving too fast? I'm okay for respectable comments that come at me to let me know that I'm not doing my job and it needs to be clarified. I'm all right with that, because this is a lot of information sometimes. Okay. But y'all see where I'm going with on Wednesday? As the eclipse, because when the eclipse grows, when it grows from Wednesday, the swell of the moon, when it grows from Wednesday until Friday, that Virgo energy will heighten and will become not only more critical to other people, but more critical to ourselves, in which we can make ourselves our own worst enemy while we're trying to change. How can you do that? How can you try to change your life and do all the things and work hard, and then all of a sudden at the 11th hour, you're like, no, I made a mistake. I don't think, maybe, I'm critical. Let me slide into denial. Let me run into this corner and hide. Oh, I can't. Everybody else is in the corner. They're going to find me out. That's the feeling. That's that irritation, especially on Wednesday. But you know what's so dope? Hi, Angie. You know what's so dope on Wednesday, though? Along with all of the quincunxes, along with that irritation of us trying to be as perfect as possible and trying not to be so critical, right? That sun on Wednesday is also conjuncting Saturn. The ego, the core us, our vulnerable selves knows that we've been doing the work, Saturn. Our core self knows that we've been in alignment with spirit and our ancestors. Our core self knows that, yes, I don't have the details right now, Virgo moon, and all the irritations that you're going through right now. I don't have line for line. I can't even speak and tell you on the phone how I'm going to get my Social Security. I can't tell you what's happening next year, 10 years from now. My 5-year plan may fucking blow up. I can't tell you. But that sun conjuncting Saturn on the same day is like, I have faith though. Because the sun is in Pisces, Saturn is in Pisces. I got faith though. I said it the way I meant it. I got faith because I'm listening to my people, because I'm listening to my higher self, because I am watching and reaping the benefits of me meditating and keeping my nose clean, me minding my business. I need y'all to start patting yourself on the back. And I need y'all to know that the work that you've been doing, you need to stand on, especially as you and everybody else become critical this week of what it is you can't even prove. That's the thing. You can't prove the goodness that's coming down the pike, but we can feel it because of the work that we've been doing. And if you haven't been doing too much work, be fair. Just be fair and know that that criticism is coming for you, possibly because you ain't been doing too much work, but you don't have to take it to heart. Just say, okay, wipe the dust off. Let me do some work now. All right? Because we all start and stop in different places. You understand what I'm saying? Please don't judge yourself from when you start and when you haven't started. Spirit always gives us opportunities to do the thing. Okay? It's not a time thing. God don't have us on a timer. Humans have us on. Humans came up with time. Human came up with the clock. You understand what I'm saying? So be easy on yourself when it comes to, oh, I didn't do enough, because then that involves desperation. Now you pulling from people and situations in order to try to catch up. You can't catch up. You can't catch up. We can't catch up. We have to learn the things in our own time. Okay. Moving on to Thursday. I hope y'all got a lot out of that because, again, it's building up. Y'all got questions? Let me cross my legs in this seat real quick because I'm about to get comfortable. I'm about to tell y'all like a TI is. All right. So on Thursday, the moon stays in Virgo. Right, Mystic? With your crazy self. She looking at me all nuts. Why are you so cute? Oh, I can't take it. On Thursday, the moon is still in Virgo, y'all. Thank you for the 14 people being on Instagram. 14 people on Instagram is like 14,000 people coming to see you play at the Hollywood Bowl. It is because people don't stay on Instagram. Look, 4 people just dropped so far. That was hilarious. As soon as I say it, 4 people drop. But it is like people don't really go on lives on Instagram. But I'm glad y'all here. I really, really am. Thursday, that moon in Virgo is going to sextile Mars. Ain't that interesting? Thank you, Heru. Sexy override. Thank y'all. That moon in Virgo is going to sextile Mars in Cancer. Thank you, Shot Styles. It's going to sextile. It's a beautiful, 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 beautiful thing. Listen, first of all, Mars in Cancer is always about Mars and Cancer in the sky. So that means everybody is feeling this particular thing. Mars and Cancer in the sky is always about moving when we feel it. Cancer Mars, I have that natally. Cancer Mars don't do nothing if they don't feel it. Get what I'm saying? Like somebody asks you to go somewhere. Maybe a lot of us, depending on who you are, be like, sure. Or you have a definite answer, right? But when Mars is in Cancer, as we are all being affected, it'll be like, should I go? I don't know. Have y'all been feeling this way? Y'all can answer it yes or no. Have you been feeling that way with Mars in Cancer currently? I don't know if I feel like going there. I don't know if I feel like cleaning my house. I don't know if I feel like going bowling. Do I feel like it? Emotionally, is it in alignment with my actions? That's Mars in Cancer. So on Thursday, that moon in Virgo is sextiling in a really good way Mars in Cancer. Thank you, Shaz, for answering my question. Mars in Cancer. So energy to execute the details. So again, going back to what I just said, here we got this moon in Virgo the day prior, irritating a whole bunch of shit, right? Well, when it comes into Thursday, it's like, yo, I know you irritated, but all of those details that you picked up on, all of those things that you were a little bit critical on, is asking you to be in alignment with Mars, execute, start, be motivated by. You understand? Put some confrontation behind, good confrontation, a good fight. Put a good fight behind the details that you discovered, behind the things that you discovered that you were in denial about. Here's your opportunity on Thursday to clean the thing up. Now, it may be a lot of work. It may be a lot of things to do. You can't do a lot of things in 24 hours, right? But the universe picks up when you start a thing, when you initiate a thing. So again, for example, on Wednesday, you caught in this confusion. Virgo moon is blowing shit up and quincunx and confusing you some things and making you irritated. And you recognize that there's a detail that you actually haven't been as organized as you can. Maybe on Thursday, you get up and you go, okay, now that moon is hitting Mars. Let me put some action behind the shit and really file my papers. Let me put some action behind the thing and call DMV and make sure I have that real ID. Y'all know we need real IDs to travel. I don't know if that's every other state, but definitely in California. Let me call and get organized, get prepared. Since I just recognized a few things yesterday that I needed to do. Does that make sense? Hey, Royal, does that make sense to everybody? Setting us up, doing my best to. Anyway, y'all. On Thursday, too, that moon in Virgo is opposition Saturn. Opposition Saturn. So even when the details are slow to coming up and you figure out a couple of things, put some energy on the productive places. I already said that. In the meantime, so if the moon is opposition Saturn, What that moon in Virgo is asking you to do, remember your prayers. Bring balance to how you execute these details, how you execute with Mars, these details, these imperfections that you may have found out, and put some balance on it with a prayer. I know I've said this 1,000 times. Before we go into meetings, before we do anything in our lives, before we prepare something, before we clean the house, say a prayer. Say a prayer. Say a prayer on your outfit. Say a prayer that you will get a parking space in Trader Joe's close to the entrance, so you don't have to carry these bags so far out. Say a prayer. That's what Saturn and Pisces is all about, balancing off that Virgo moon that's growing and swelling into an eclipse. Saturn says, remember me, I got the prayers, I got the wild card, I got the peoples on your back. You just got to call them in. And some people may say, and you may have heard me say this, but I'm going to repeat it again. Some people may have heard me say that, you got to call on your folk. You may think that your ancestors and your guides, and this is all Saturn and Pisces situation because it's spirituality and our ancestors and being connected psychically, intuitively to those things on the outside, those things that are unknown and unseen. That's Saturn and Pisces, right? You may have heard me say, let them know you talking to them. Create an altar of some sort. At the very least, call them by name. Look at their picture on the other side. And some people say, well, why do I need to do that? These are my people. Don't they know I need money? Don't they know I'm lonely and need a man? Don't they know I need to stop drinking? Don't they know that they do? But we co-create this situation, and they're not inserting themselves in our lives, not unless we ask them, not unless we are aware of the fact that they are assisting us, not unless we are in communion with them. They're not just going to usher you $1 million and you're going to go out there and give it away or crack it off or throw it out in the middle of the street or buy 3,000 yachts. You get what I'm saying? If you're praying for the prayers to do right by yourself and by the people that you love, they hear you. But they're just not going to give you information and resources built on your ego and what your ego wants, what your ego thinks it needs in order to carry out this life. They know what you need. As humans, we think we need X, Y, and Z. So you have to commune with them, talk to them, call them out. I need you for this, Grandpa. You were a great business person. I need your business sense. I need you for this, Grandma. You was a good cook, and I have to cook for like 100 people next week. I need you for this, Auntie. You help the children to do. Y'all get my drift. Talk to your folks. That is what that moon balancing out Saturn. Ask for the protection. Sexy override. I'm so glad you said that. And I mean that, like really, really, that protection, well, she means it, but I mean it too. That protection is necessary. Ask for the protection, y'all. Because as we slide into these changes, I'm building up to the eclipse. As we slide into these changes, as these massive changes are coming for us, right? We have to be protected because we're not even going to recognize ourselves in it. You dig? Y'all hear me? We're not going to recognize ourselves in the thing. We're going to be so open and so vulnerable, like naked in the goddamn tundra. We're going to be so open and vulnerable that we're like, oh my God, am I really supposed to be here? And you're going to want to run back to your comfort zones, run back to the things that made you feel good. And you're not going to have no place that the doors are going to close, honey. These eclipses are shaking shit up and closing the doors behind them. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. If you ready, let me know. Put up some fire, put up some hearts, say a thing. Because I'm telling you, after this week, the work that we've been building up to, after this week, after this month, for sure, the doors are closing behind us. You are not the same person any longer. So we got to get used to that. You can't slide back into these comfort zones and then become a victim. Oh my God, I wasn't ready. What do you mean you wasn't ready? Everybody else around you is ready. And if you're not ready, suck it up. Let's go. Don't nobody like to hear somebody in the middle of a situation, in the middle of a shift going, wait, where we going? You ever been in a crowd of people squirrel? Like in a fucking goddamn concert or something. And folks are being ushered out. And there's one person in the middle just squirreling out. What do we do? Where's the exit? Excuse me, help me. Excuse me. It's like, hey, get with it. Just roll with the crowd for this moment in time. Just roll with the crowd for this moment in time. You don't have to spin out. Don't be that spin out chick or dude. Don't do that, y'all. Don't do that, y'all. Don't do that, y'all. Because y'all got the instructions. You know the instructions. Everybody that's on here, I know, has heard the instructions. And if it's your first time, you still have heard the instructions because Spirit brought you here. You get that? Don't play with me today. I got some dirty ass orange juice. Thursday, or I said about Thursday. Friday. Here we go, yo. Here we go. Here we go, yo. D-Stokes, you laughing at me? Here we go, yo. Here we go. Full moon, lunar eclipse, 24 degrees Virgo at 2:55 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. By the way, wanted to remind you on Wednesday, this time on Wednesday, 12 o'clock, I'm going to do an eclipse special. I'm just going to talk about the full moon eclipse and the new moon solar eclipse 2 weeks from now. All right. 12 o'clock on Wednesday. Please show up. Tell your peoples, okay? We're going to talk about that thing. I'm going to give y'all a little brief rundown right now, but we really going to get in it sign by sign on Wednesday at 12 p.m. All right? Make a note of it. I'd appreciate that thing there. And I also appreciate some kind of donation. If you don't have any money, which a lot of people are a little strapped for cash, I get that. But share the info. Share the links. Spread the word, bird, and let folks grow in whatever comes through. Because if it resonates for you, best believe it's going to resonate for somebody else. All right, keeping it moving. Friday, let me say it again. Full moon, lunar eclipse, 24 degrees Virgo at 2:55 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, the reason why I give it degrees is for people who like astrology out there and have their chart. Do you know where 24 degrees Virgo is in your chart? Find out, because we're going to talk about it on Wednesday, and I can tell you what house it falls in specifically if I read your comment and give you a little personal situation, a little personal rundown. Not today, boo-boos, but 24 degrees Virgo. That's the placement that you're looking for. This is the thing that's exciting. Okay, well, let me talk about the eclipse first. Again, talking about the energy of Virgo, full moon, eclipse, check out. You're like, what is this girl talk about? She got sound effects, movements, all kinds of shit. I still don't know what she means. Full moon eclipse in Virgo means a swelling of fullness, of emotions, of information, karmic information that's on tilt that needs to be changed dramatically and right now. And there was a buildup. It absolutely has been a buildup in some area in your life that needed this Virgoian change. Now, remember, Virgo change, Virgo eclipse looks like things shifting that haven't been, again, I'm reiterating because it's Virgo moon energy, that has not been organized, that has been in denial, the things that you feel like, I didn't see that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You seen it, you was in denial. So that full moon in Virgo eclipse is going to shake some shit out of your denial to make you say, yes, you did. You saw that thing. Now it's time to change. You saw that your brother was stealing your money and he's a crackhead. Now it's time to change and tell that mug to leave your house. You get what I'm saying? You was in denial. The things are shifting. Virgo style, very particular, logical, and rational, even, at least you thought. But now a change needs to happen around that. Here's the thing, though. Again, I'm coming with more information on Wednesday, so tune in at 12 p.m. on Wednesday, Pacific time, so we can talk about the eclipses specifically. But here's the thing. That switch up, come on now, students, and I told the village this already, is trining Uranus. Wait a minute. Wait a gosh darn minute. You mean the eclipse that already means change, a shift in consciousness, a shift in emotional consciousness, emotional consciousness and a karmic consciousness, a shift in relationships with women, like all of a sudden erratically gonna happen, is in alignment with Uranus, the change planet. So we got change eclipse on top of change Uranus. So how this eclipse is going down, you don't even see it. You don't even know it. Y'all don't feel me. Y'all don't feel me because not enough of y'all are getting hyped. The blessings, the information that's coming in with this eclipse energy that's literally going to pull the rug out from your feet, in which you are going to get out of denial for, or you're going to have to be a little bit more organized for, or you're going to have to service yourself, because this is all Virgo energy, right? It's going to come and shift and change in a way that's left siding you, blind siding you. Don't even try to figure it out right now. Don't even try to figure it out. Now, here's the thing about eclipses, and I will say this again on Wednesday. It may not happen on Friday, because eclipses can actually affect us on the day or around about the day of, within 2 weeks, or within 6 months. Absolute transformation, Raisa. How you doing, mama? Absolute transformation. But it's sitting on top of Uranus, and Uranus is surprise. So you got eclipses, which is change and transformation, but in a surprise kind of way. Like you don't see it coming. Like I was telling the village, all of a sudden, Oprah's calling you, and you're like, I always go to Oprah for some reason, but Oprah's calling you, and you're like, oh, I heard about your services, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, wait, hold on. Who's punking me? Are you really Oprah? Like, yes, it's time to change, and it's time for you to be seen and to show your worth. And Oprah's the one that's going to deliver it. Why? Because you didn't see her coming. You thought Sonja would say it on a weekly rundown. You thought, your neighbor would be like, hey, here's $1,000, because your neighbor's nice. But you never seen Oprah coming. So get ready. Get ready for the transformations that you don't even know are available, that are in the ethers. You did? But because Uranus is in Taurus, because that full moon is in Virgo, again, they like each other. But here's the thing about Uranus's changes in Taurus. It's very, very plentiful. Taurus is the money sign. Don't get it twisted. Taurus is full of abundance. Don't get it twisted. So wherever this shift is coming from, if it's coming from an Oprah, if it's coming from a surprise kind of angle, you may not trust it. You may not trust it, boo-boo. Because you're like, somebody's punking me. I don't know you. Like, why you want to give me $1 million? You don't believe in miracles? That's what I'm going to ask you. Believe in the miracles that are coming down, and please stop side-eyeing. I'm not asking you to be dumb now. And I say that with love. I'm not asking you to be ridiculous and a little naive. You have to vet folks, you know what I mean? But at the same time, if it feels right, if you know you worked for this thing, if you know you've been praying for the thing, and it comes out of left field and Oprah's delivering it, you don't think that's an answer to the prayer? With Uranus sitting on top of that thing? At the same time, the sun in Pisces is sextile Uranus. So the sun is applauding Uranus's changes alongside this full moon going, yep, time to switch. The sun is saying, yes, go with it. I'm putting my light on it. And whoever's trying to deceive you through it, we'll catch him before that. we'll catch you before the deception. Because the sun got this big ass spotlight on it. We'll catch you. Don't worry about that. You are protected. That's why the sweet, sexy override said, pray for protection. Pray for protection. As these changes are happening, as we are open and vulnerable in the tundra, the doors are closing behind us. The changes are switching us up and coming from unlikely places. God damn it, I need protection. Yes, you do. From a space and a place where you can't even see. You don't have eyes all over you. Pray for that protection, all right? The miracles are here. They are coming. And they're big and small, y'all. Stop judging miracles. Please, 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 please stop judging miracles. And I say that with a pause because it kind of irritates me when people do that. Oh, well, Sally got a $25 million car and I just got a lollipop down the street. Well, damn it, her car is cute, but didn't you need that lollipop to make you feel like a kid and go skipping for about 5 minutes and connect you to your childhood that helped you to heal through some shit that you've been holding on for 30 years? Is that not a miracle through a lollipop? For real, think about it and answer me, please and very please. Talk among yourselves if you can. I hope this is landing for somebody. That sun is sextile Uranus on that day. Also, the moon is opposition of Neptune. on this eclipse day. Come on, Sonja. I want to do a jig. I want to start getting up, and my dog's going to start barking, and y'all be mad because then I'm going to have to calm her down. But I'm so excited. It's not only hitting Uranus, these quick little Oprah surprise changes, it's also balancing out with Neptune. Do you know what that means? Neptune is like all that shit that was in our imagination, all those idealistic thoughts that we had, all the prayers. Remember, Neptune is in Pisces, so it's about the ethereal, the things that are unseen, the things that we've been sitting with, that we've been praying on, that we've been feeling in our heart is trying to balance out with this eclipse that's happening. So that says, if you believe in that Neptune, if you believe in the imagination, if you believe in the unseen, the eclipse will represent and reflect that. Opposition it, bring balance to it, complete it. 180 degrees away. Let's go, Angie. Let's go. Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. What have you been sitting with? I'm in your face. I want y'all to ask yourselves these questions. Journal them out. What have you been sitting with in your quiet moments? You know how many things I squirrel and square? I say this candidly. I'm just going to say it. There are so many dreams and so many things that I have hidden in my soul and my psyche that I keep close to my chest. So I know you do too. I know you do too. I know you have some thoughts, some dreams, some plans in which you will never, ever speak of until it's time. If you do, right? Because you don't want to be judged. You don't want your friends to laugh at you. You don't want your mother, your father to reprimand you and or judge you because that's not what they did in their time. You get what I'm saying? So you keep things close to your heart. Neptune says, yo, those things that you had close to your heart, in your imagination, in the ethers, sitting close to God, again, is balancing out with the shifts that are happening. I'm bringing them forth. So we got to ask for protection because these things are not yet informed. And as they come through and they come through us beautifully, purposefully, we're going to have to put convictions on it. I said convictions again. We're going to have to put convictions on it. We're going to have to stand firm in our Saturn in it and our prayers in it. We're going to have to be able to speak the thing even as Mercury goes retrograde. We're going to have to be able to identify and defend ourselves because it's new in form. It's a newborn baby that you have in your hand that's dependent as fuck. So you have to protect it too. Does this make sense, y'all? Ooh, I'm hype. At the end of the day, at the end of Friday, the moon will go into Libra. But get this, energetically, even though the moon is going out of the full moon eclipse of Virgo and into a whole nother vibration of Libra, there's still a little like incense vibrations on it. You know what I mean? Like the smoke is lingering in the air from the full moon eclipse kind of thing, even though it's in a whole nother vibration. So bust this, that moon in Libra with a little incense kind of smell, aroma of that full moon eclipse, the changes, the switch ups that just happened, it's in alignment with Pluto. Y'all, can I throw this shit? Can I throw it with Pluto? The planet of transformation. Again, Raisa, the planet of transformation, the planet of power, the planet of persuasion, the planet of destruction. And full moon energy is all about destruction. So you got Pluto balancing it out. I mean, not balancing, in alignment with it going, yep, destroy the shit. Get rid of all the things. Close the doors. Close the doors so we can stand firm in who we are. Close the door so we can stand firm in who we are. Close the door so we can begin to convince ourselves that we are powerful, that we need to be on the planet, that we also have some things to say and some things to do, that we're going to bulldoze this existence from here on out, or at least for a little while, and flatten people who don't believe in a loving way. When I say flatten them, like roll them over, it's not going to affect you. Their disbelief, their opinion, and all the things, it's not going to stop you. Because I'm going to be back on stage. It's not going to stop me. It's not going to stop you because I'm going to make that money I need to make the money that I need for my family. It's not going to stop you because you're going to continue to build on this business that you've been dreaming about forever. It's not going to stop you. Do y'all feel how hype I am? I know you do. I know you do. Let me read what I wrote. That moon in Libra. I'm so funny to myself. Let me read what I wrote. That moon in Libra is trining again Pluto in Aquarius. This shift leaves us standing in another expression of power. Boom. We see clearly now, so plan the course. We see it clearly. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. That was a wrong ass fucking key. My apologies. But I can see clearly. I can see clearly. This is Friday. I'm excited. Are you? Are you excited? I want to know that. Have you been feeling the buildup? Share with one another here on this platform if you can. Come back with comments, especially on YouTube. I love to read comments. Y'all know this by now because even though they may be short, I love to read them and answer you back real quick, or at the very least, just heart it and give you acknowledgement. You understand? But it's going down, clowns. And I know you've been preparing for it. I know you've been waiting for it. Come on now, right, Hill City? Let's make that happen on Saturday. This is where the game starts to shift. Mercury goes retrograde. Not only does Mercury go retrograde until April 12th, Mercury goes retrograde in Aries. Now, the reason why that's a little need for pause, because Aries is so quick. Aries is so confrontational. Aries is ready to go, ready for ready. Is impatient. You understand? So whenever there's a Mercury retrograde, depending on the sign that it's in, depending on who you are, it affects us all very, very differently. Cancer and Capricorn may have a hard time with this Mercury and retrograde going, this Mercury and Aries going backwards, right? Because it's a square to Capricorn and Cancer. It's an opposition to Libra. So they may have a little bit, not necessarily a problem, but a little bit of a balancing act to do. But generally speaking, that Mercury in Aries is already thinking fast, already wants to start the thing, start the project, get things off. I'm impatient. Where's the plan? Call the people. They didn't call me back. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Have you been feeling that? Because that's Mercury in Aries all day. But when it goes retro, it's confusion in what I just explained. When it goes retro, you feel vindicated for cursing the mother out because they didn't call you back quick enough. You feel vindicated for, for emailing them a scathing email because they misunderstood you. You want to fight when the misunderstandings happen, when the miscommunications happen. But listen, boo-boo, don't do that. After all of this heightened energy of this full moon eclipse and Uranus is coming in and Pluto is making it powerful and all the things that's happening simultaneously, you want your mouth, you want your communication or the lack thereof to destroy the whole thing you built up? I'm asking a question. Y'all get at me. Please hit the like button on YouTube if this information is resonating with you. I'd appreciate that. It helps the algorithm on this thingy. Helps me get paid a little bit when y'all don't necessarily give donations. I'm not pressuring you, and that was not passive aggressive. That was actually facts. YouTube will pay me if you don't. Slowly, but hit that algorithm. Hit that like, right? So we can make it happen one way or not, because, giving y'all energy. That's a big deal. That's a big freaking deal. You don't want to destroy what you built by just saying the wrong thing out the side of your neck again. Because Mercury in Aries going retro for show is like that. It's absolutely necessary in the ways in which we can fact check the things that we started already. Yeah, qualify. When Mercury in Aries is in retrograde, qualify some things. Go back over some things. Make sure that what it is you wrote and or spoke about was actually true. Get to the bottom of things, because that Mercury in Aries is blunt as hell. I'm going to ask the questions until you give me the answer that I'm satisfied with, is how that works. And you can do that in a nice way. You don't have to bite anybody with it. You dig? You don't have to be an asshole. You don't have to be an asshole. Trail, discern. So all your familiar doors, sealed doors, and the universe wants you to hit the ground running forward. Yes. Let me read that again. Trell asks on YouTube, so all your familiar doors sealed closed, and the universe wants you to hit the ground running forward. I hope I'm reading that right. You're saying so all the doors that you've had open that were familiar were all closed. Not all of them, not all of them. The things that need to be closed. The things that need to be closed will be closed with this eclipse and as it hits Uranus. And the things that you may not think it needs to be closed because you've been in denial about. Gotta add that. Because you're gonna be like, I didn't think this door was gonna close. Yeah, but you didn't, you in denial, motherfucker? You in Egypt somewhere? Are you in denial? That's all I'm saying. So I hope I answered that right, Trell. I hope I answered that right. All right. Saturday, moving on. Oh, Mercury's going retrograde. Oh, the moon will opposition Mercury on that day. Reactions and or emotional expressions with your partners. All right. Could be off. I didn't hear what you say, so be patient to others. Okay, here's the deal. Mercury is retrograde in Aries on Saturday. The moon will be in Libra that day. Libra energy deals with partnerships. So for the most part, especially on that day, as it oppositions Mercury as it oppositions Mercury in Aries, a lot of the upsets and or the Mercury retrograde mishaps can happen with your partners, your business partner, your personal partners, or surrounding the need to be fair, diplomatic in some type of way, to find some justice somewhere. So you have to be patient with other people because they're not necessarily hearing you properly. With Mercury going retrograde in regards to your partnerships, I'm reiterating for a minute, they may not be able to hear you properly. How you doing, Dr. CC Loading? I think that's what your handle is. How are you? Yeah. So just watch out for that. Okay. You may be thinking again on Saturday, oh, they just don't love me anymore. They're not hearing what I'm saying. Take a pause. Take a pause. Remember, Mercury's in retrograde. Ask them again to qualify again. Ask them. Just keep asking questions before you get upset, y'all. Give people a chance to explain themselves, those that matter for sure, those that you love. Okay, Saturday, if you were to do that, that moon is also what? Trining, yeah, because the moon is in Libra, trining Jupiter in Gemini. So say if you give your partner a little minute to answer some questions, to qualify some things, and you don't get your panties in a bunch and you realize, oh, they just didn't hear me properly, or they were upset about something that just happened, or, it has nothing to do with me. I'm taking this personally, blah, 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 blah. Here comes the blessings. Here comes the understanding. Here comes the evolution. Here comes the growth in your relationship. That person may say, oh, I'm so glad you considered me. I'm so glad you were thoughtful enough to be patient with me. Now let's evolve our relationship. Let's evolve our work together. Evolve our work together. Please forgive my mouth. Let's grow. Jupiter brings growth, but you got to start it off, Ubu. Because the contrary can happen. If you end up getting in an argument with somebody, the growth won't happen. You dig? Jupiter's just not giving you Skittles just to be giving you Skittles. Sometimes you do have to set that thing up. It's a lot of information for you, Haru. On Sunday, last day, and then we're going to go into the card for today. So if you have any questions or anything you want to say, please set it up right now so I can see. Sexy Overrider, you saying a little understanding goes a long way? Am I finishing that sentence for you? Because if you are, you would be right. A little understanding goes a long way. All right. Ask a question if you want. Sunday, the moon will stay in Libra. But Sunday is another quincux kind of weird, kind of, sarcastic day. Why? Because when the moon is in Libra, it's always a time. I'm getting you, sexy override. I see you. When the moon is in Libra, it's always a good time to be sarcastic. It's always a good time to act like you know a thing, right? So be careful. Be careful on Sunday as it quincunx. Remember, that's an irritation. As it quincunx Saturn as it quincunx Uranus, as it quincunx the sun. Partnerships and/or diplomacy becomes frustrating to deliver because, number one, you forgot your spiritual practices. Number two, you don't want to change. And number three, what's that say? Oh, it bruises your ego and no longer makes you a victim if you can hold on to that thing. How about that? That latter one, which is what I'm going to expound on. Oftentimes, it's very convenient for us to follow and flow with frustrations and irritations. Why? Because they mount up and present a story of you being the victim, the one that's found out, the one that needs help. As long as I stay with these irritations and convince somebody else of my irritations and my frustrations, then I can be a victim and somebody can come to my aid. Have you ever spoke to somebody in which they will give you some information or a story that's told about X, Y, and Z, which makes them to be the victim, but then you speak to the other party and they go, I didn't do half of that shit that they said I did. So that person creates the victimized story so somebody can be on their side, can help to protect them. Don't do that. And I'll say don't do that because if you are that type of person that wants to fall into the comfort zones of their victimhood, you're going to be left alone. And I mean that with everything. You know why? Because way too many people are doing their best to change right now. And if you were to become a victim and change the stories with your partnerships and get irritated with your partner and change the stories and hold on to what they did and what you can do and what you cannot do, this is for Sunday. And what you can and what you cannot do, you understand what I'm saying? You make yourself a victim and then you're found out very quickly. You know why? Because everybody's changing, because the eclipses are coming, and because no stone is going to be left unturned. People are going to look at you like, oh, you're the victim still. You're the one that comes to the party, that throws a grenade in the middle of the party to get all the attention on you so people can assist you and make you the important one in the party. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Don't be that one. That's the desperation that you go, oh shit, the change has happened. Let me blow a shit up and see who's going to come back with me. Who's going to fall back into the comfort zones with me. And one or two of us could be slipped into their comfort zones and then go, oh shit, but I was ready for the change. Yeah, but you went outside with that motherfucker to try to see who towed their car. And all of a sudden you got in a fight with somebody else. Y'all hear where I'm going? Am I speaking too fast? Do you understand the way I talk? Please and very please watch Sunday. It's a real tricky irritation around partnerships. Who needs you and who doesn't? Who wants you to be on their side just because they're comfortable you on their side? Just because they lack the discipline, just because they lack the need to change, just because their egos are all in a bunch, or they may be you, but y'all want to slide back into some familiar shit and want to bypass what the eclipse just showed you. No. It ain't happening. You can't fool the universe like that. Are y'all hearing me? Come on, y'all. Ooh, that felt good coming through. I can't wait for your comments throughout the week. I know that much. I really, really can't wait because it's going down. The eclipse is sextile and gosh darn, trine and Uranus. The village, no, that blew my head. I was like, what the hell is going on? So again, that means all the things that we talked about surrounding this eclipse for this week is necessary to be on point about. Because when these shifts happen, when this interesting surprise comes into our lives and say, nope, your life is going this way. It's like, say what? Who said we was going that way? When it happens, you can't ask too many people too many questions because the universe says it's on and popping. You have to move. Wait, what? It's on and popping. You got that call. You got this amount of money. Now you got to make a decision. It's time. You don't have a moment to slide into your comfort zones. You don't have a moment to put your fuzzy slippers on so you can be comfortable running out the door. Sometimes you got to run barefoot, sometimes without a real plan, sometimes just with the faith and with the energy of the ancestors and the prayers that you've been putting out there. That's what this week is calling for. Are you ready? And at the same time, know through Venus's retro that you are worthy of this thing. If your insecurities come back up and go, I don't think I can do this. Yes, you can. I'm telling you right now, and I don't even know you. Yes, you can. Trust in yourself. Bet in yourself. The miracles find you when they know you are ready. The changes find you when they know that you got an inkling of like, you know what? Actually, yes, let's go. Because here's the deal. Like we keep saying, we are protected. Yes, sexy override. Let's roll. You're welcome, D Stokes. Let's pick this card to see how this card is going to solidify this entire rundown. Hold, please. Pray, Mother, Father God, and all my guardian angels and ancestor spirits, all our guardian angels and ancestor spirits, you will join us in this moment in time of love and light, truth and understanding. Show us exactly what it is that we need to see today. Now, exactly what we need to see. Give us some direction, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's for us, for all the people. I appreciate y'all for being here. Thank you, everybody's ancestors. Appreciate your love and your light. Ooh, mm, mm. I started laughing, and then I heard somebody on the other side go, "Would you stop being so goofy?" I'm such a goofball. It's so interesting. As I was shuffling, though, you know what came up? Trust. I looked at the card. I was like, ooh. And then transformation. I'm like, ooh, y'all trying to come out? Let's see what actually did. Intensity. This is just as good. This is just as good. We had this before a couple of months back, but this is just as good. Intensity, y'all. Oh my God, I'm so excited to read. You know why? Because yes, the transformation is coming. Which I was peeking at as I was shuffling. Yes, the trust is definitely needed. But it's up to the humans now. It's up to us to take the trust, take the transformation, and do something with it. What? You may say what the cards are telling us to do. Move with intensity. Let's do this. Boom, 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 boom. Everything is music. Everything is music. Check it out. Can you see it? Can you see it? Y'all wait till y'all hear this. Okay, there we go. The figure in this card has taken on the shape of an arrow, moving with the single pointed focus of one who knows precisely where he or she is going. Ah. He is moving so fast that he has become almost pure energy. But his intensity should not be mistaken for the manic energy that makes people drive their cars at top speed to get from point A to point B. No, no, no. That kind of intensity belongs to the horizontal world of space and time. The intensity represented by the Knight of Fire here belongs to the vertical world of the present moment. A recognition that now is the only moment there is, and here is the only space. When you act with the intensity of the Knight of Fire, it is likely to create ripples in the waters around you. Some will feel uplifted and refreshed by your presence, and others may feel threatened or annoyed. Kick rocks, but the opinions of others matter little. Nothing can hold you back right now. Is this not, Ashe, is this not what we needed? Is this not what we needed for this week as this eclipse is going to plow its way through us? Be intense about your convictions to live your best life ever, with protection around you, with all the joy, with even the seemingly weird rationale that comes with it. We got to be intense. We got to be convicted. We have to know who we are. We got to move in that light, in that energy of I can do this thing. That's the intensity that it's talking about. Ooh, y'all, because way too many people want to hold you back. Way too many people want to decide for you. Way too many people want to implement their fears. Way too many people got something to say. Mind your business and let people do what they need to do for their highest good. As long as it don't mess with you and yours, as long as they're not hurting themselves or anybody else, allow people to dream on so you can dream on yourself. If you're mad about somebody else dreaming on, check yourself, boo-boo. What dreams do you need to see and fulfill in your life? That's my word. Word life, that is. I see y'all next week. No, I see y'all on Wednesday. How about that when we talk about the eclipse, okay? Please send this information to somebody, send this link to somebody you think that can benefit from it, okay? Donate if you can, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the gosh darn things. Or at the very least, just send your girl a prayer. You know, I need protection too. I love you all. I swear to goodness I do. I'll talk to you real soon. All right. Adios. Peace.